So my name is Brittany Krzyzanowski, and I'm faculty at Barrow Neurological, an affiliate of the Mayo Clinic in the neurology department. And the paper that we're going to talk about today is titled Air Pollution and Parkinson's Disease, a population-based study on exposure and clinical characteristics.
And I am Rodolfo Savica, I'm professor of neurology and epidemiology at the Mayo Clinic, Rochester, and consultant on neurology. And I am collaborating with Dr. Krzyzanowski on this study.
So in this study, we wanted to test the association between air pollution and Parkinson's disease risk, also the clinical phenotypes, and whether air pollution increases the risk of more severe Parkinson's symptoms, specifically dyskinesia. So we used a population-based data set of more than 6,000 people. And so this included more than 400 patients with Parkinson's disease and their address history spread across the Midwest. So we were able to link patients to pollution and the air pollution exposures and test the impact of the two types of air pollution in the study, which would be particulate matter and then nitrogen dioxide, so NO2. And so we were looking at these two types of air pollution and their impact on Parkinson's disease. What we found was the association between air pollution and the risk of Parkinson's disease, specifically in people living in neighborhoods with the highest levels of air pollution. These people had increased risk of developing the akinetic rigid form of the disease, as well as dyskinesias compared to those who were exposed to lower levels of air pollution in our study region. We found that the association between air pollution and Parkinson's disease was stronger in metropolitan areas in our study area, so the metros. And this aligns with the fact that we also detected the relationship between, Parkinson's and nitrogen dioxide exposure. So these are two findings together suggest that there's a possibility that the PM 2.5 association, so the particulate matter, may be driven in part by the traffic-related particulates.
The importance of the study and the results are pointing to a very interesting aspect. The fact that in Parkinson's disease, which, as you all know, is a degeneration of the brain for the most part, the drive of degeneration is indeed potentially initiated and enhanced and perpetuated by an environmental factors. In this case, would be the pollution, the air pollution, that not only increase the risk overall, but also modifies some of the characteristics of the disease. In this case, we are seeing a stronger association with a particular type of Parkinson's disease that is they call akinetic rigid. Usually, people that have this particular type are slower, they are falling, they are more rigid, they're more stiff, they don't have too much tremor. And the association that was incredibly relevant from a clinical standpoint was that one of the most feared complications of the treatment, but for the most part of Parkinson's disease, is the presence of dyskinesias. Those are involuntary movements that are coming after years of treatment with the right medication, and they are the most feared of our population of patients. Well, the fact that an environmental factor, in this case air pollution, can modify the characteristic of the disease, leading to an increased risk of having dyskinesia, it's a first. The Rochester Epidemiology Project is a project that is unique in its genre and allows us to do this study in other data set. Despite maybe are larger, we would not have the granularity of the information that we have now in this cohort that would provide us information not only about the disease, but also the confirmation of the real diagnosis, the confirmation of the symptoms, the presence, the timing of the symptoms through our lifetime. Because most of the people that are involved in this project, we do have information from the moment they were born to the moment they actually passed, which is unique and allows us to do this study, obtaining very informative results in a very short term.